Welcome to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu Rich and Mike Wood here, and we're ready for a very big spring carnival, and a very lengthy one at that. Of course, we've just come off our winter break, but we are back for racing at Kensington this weekend, and we've got 5 great races to look forward to. We'll be choosing those later on in the show. Of course, we'll be looking at fine-tuning each of these races as well. We're going to be running our mini races, so keep your eyes out at the top of the screen as we run those throughout the Key Factors, Mike. And of course, later in the show, we'll be putting this guy under pressure. $100 hot seat. I want to see you perform in that, Mike. But look, after our break, you've come back a married man, and I was there for the wedding, and what a party that was.
Yeah, thanks for coming over, mate. What a party. It was a great party. Which party are you talking about, though? We had 2 parties. There was a wedding, which was great, and the stag do the week before. Thanks for organising that, mate. My best man did such a good job.
Yep.
And I think I owe you a case of beer or a $100 betting voucher or something, because the stag do was amazing. I wasn't humiliated. 2 hours to see a navel at Ascot, that was amazing. The wedding speech, you nailed that. Let me off the hook as well. What's doing there, mate?
Oh, look, sometimes you just got to be classy, Mike. There's probably a lot more I could have said, but I did
something for sure.
I did let you off. But isn't it great to be back? I mean, it was such a great trip. A navel, as you said there at Ascot, one of the highlights. But getting off the plane, seeing Elise win last weekend, and of course seeing all the great trials this week. Spring is definitely in the air, and I'm pretty pumped for it.
Racing never stops. Even in England, tuning in every Saturday, there's always something going on. New taxes, interstate rivalries, the Everest slots going off. Hugh Bowman dropping his hands on Elise. Then you've got the Spring Carnival races coming up. It's going to be a long spring, like you said, Stu. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, look, we've got a little pipe opener this weekend. That is Kensington before a lot of the big racing does heat up, Mike. But take us through the track conditions for Saturday.
We didn't used to like this track, did we, Stu? But now we love it. They're looking after the track. They're not racing too often. The last meeting there was a while ago, wasn't it? June the 26th. The rail was out 5 metres that day. They got off the rails on a wet track. This Saturday, good 4 now, could be a good 3 on Saturday if it really dries out, and it should be fair. The inside ground when the rail's true is usually pretty good at the Kenso.
Yeah, some great weather forecast on Friday and into the weekend as well, Mike. And 5 key races for this weekend at the Kensington track. What are we honing in on?
Keeping it pretty simple first up. There are so many good races on Saturday, so many good betting races. The first 4 are good. Connemara race 2, quite liked her, but missed the odds. And 1400 metres is a bit of a question, so we'll keep it simple. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The last 5 races, the quaddy legs included, and Mr. Songman returns with the blinkers on again in race 9. The last time we had the blinkers on, I think it was a 7 lengths, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was big.
Massive win, massive win.
Yeah, look, a lot of good horses resuming, and as we said, we're going to kick off with race 5 at the Kensington meeting this weekend. And hasn't this market totally been reshuffled with the news late on Thursday afternoon that Wolf has been scratched? We are left with Watchdog, the $3.30 favourite, racing well for the boys in blue and up in grade here as favourite. Commander there, $4.20, coming through the same Watchdog race, a really tough and reliable runner of late. We've got Slow Burn there at $4.40, held up really badly last start. Nocio, older horses, they know what it's like to travel, and this one does it very well. Coming up the highway again to Sydney, $4.60, and Flying Piero, $5.50 there, stepping out from the midweeks. But gee, this is now a really bunch market to kick things off, Mike.
Are we sure it's a Saturday, Stu? Can we double check the calendar, because this is a Wednesday race by every single definition. Let's have a look at a Saturday form line, starting with Nocio. Last start, he won first up on a heavy track. He absolutely flopped second up, so coming to Sydney third up, interstate switch, like he said, Stu, no one really knew how he was going to go. He's on the inside, he's held up a little bit, he runs on, he's right in the finish, and there's some pretty decent form lines around. I think it's Sweet Deal winning here, Stu, and she was strong late, wasn't she?
Yeah, and that was such a strong ride there as well. Very patient by Nash, but look, no show on the inside here, Mike, and we say some of these horses can travel. This is purely one that can.
Yeah, loves it in Sydney, has won at Rosehill at 1500 metres before, ran a 10.94 section, so it can accelerate, which it might need to do off a steady tempo on Saturday.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the replay now of the new favourite. We're talking about Watchdog here, and of course Commander is in the same race, Mike, and as we pick things up here, they're pretty much taking off here together.
Yeah, there's a bit of tempo in this race, bit of pressure from the leader here, and look, we've got 2 of the favourites in this race, and what he's doing, this is just a normal Wednesday race. Travancore absolutely flogs them. They both had pretty much every single chance in the world, and their previous form is only fair. So if you don't like this form line, which we don't, you can rule out 2 horses with 1 go, Stu.
All right, well, that's all we've got to do. We've got to show the punters all this form, Mike, because it's time now for all the analysis, and at the end of the day, we've got to have a bet in the race. So here we are, starting off with the form, and of course, we'll jump into all the key factors, but keep your eye at the top of the right-hand screen. That's where we're running our own mini race.
Saturday form is better than Wednesday form. Light up, no show.
Okay, so there it is, no show. A few lengths out in front. Let's see if the others can catch up. As always, Mike, progression is the first.
Which horses can improve on Saturday. No Show we think can improve, getting fitter, fourth up. Slow Burn, look, she's got to improve. She's not going that well, is she? And Tour Down Under, interesting horse, nicely balanced type. Could improve third up, coming to Sydney, down in the weights.
Okay, they'll all have to improve to beat No Show there. What about the distance at stage of prep?
Not too much doing, all okay. Slow Burn, bit of a risk.
Okay, so it's still No Show, a couple of lengths out in front here as we hit the track conditions. A good track.
Yeah, you want a horse that can bounce off the turn. Watchdog's been okay at the Kenso before. No Show should be okay, but we're not giving any pluses there.
Okay, so there's another one down, and they haven't caught No Show, Mike. Position in to run. Who gets this one?
Like we said, railed through, inside barriers are fine. Watchdog will get a nice run just off the pace. No Show as well. They both have to be in the finish from those barriers.
All right, well, look, there is No Show. Absolutely streeting ahead here, Mike. Look,
massive margin.
There was Wolf in the race, but Wolf is no longer in there. This horse is absolutely bounded ahead. So let's bring up all the ratings and, of course, the odds for a play in race number 5 here, Mike, because all I saw there was No Show going further and further in front, and it's not even favourite.
It's not favourite, it's big odds, isn't it? 460 after deductions. That's a big price. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting about 350. So very happy with that. I think first up it was good. Second up it flopped. Third up it was good. So I'm a little bit worried on Saturday that fourth up it could flop. But if it runs the race it did last start, we think it simply beats these Wednesday class horses. No Show, one of the best bets of the day for us.
All right, No Show to kick things off there at very nice each way odds in race number 5. The second race we're going to have a look at for the Kensington meeting is race number 6, and it is over 1,800 metres. It's the Premier's Cup Prelude, and here is that horse Wolf. It gets a run as first emergency in the race, resumes here. And how about this horse? Selected from a sale in Japan, educated in France and gelded in Sydney, and just keeps winning. $2.80 fresh. So You Win, a big chance here. $4.20, absolutely flying, and went within a whisker last start of the hat-trick. Good fella there, $6.50, the grinding type. Very, very tough last start as well. Savacool, a little bit of money, $14 into the $9 off the Queensland winter preparation, and a nice quiet trial. But Wolf, Mike, there's a lot of talk about this horse on Saturday. It races in race number 6, and it's clearly the favourite.
It's a very good horse. It'll be up on the pace and so hard to beat. We're not going to look at its replays. You can have a look at home. It's won most of its starts. Yeah. Led all the way last start. Let's have a look at another couple of replays, starting with the obvious lead up into this race. Good fella on pace. Test the Shadow near the pace. There's a bit of a weight turnaround to Test the Shadow on a Saturday, which is, I'm not sure why they're so different in the market. And Stampede gets the blinkers on Saturday, but he's just a bit one pace this preparation. Remember a few starts ago, he won at massive odds by sort of 5 lengths at Randwick, but the last couple of starts not quite as good, Stu.
Yeah, first up fresh at Randwick, it was. Then
we were there.
They tipped it out again.
Yep.
But like a couple of horses here, Mike, good fella. This is one of those horses the race guide really profiles as that really tough competitive type.
Absolutely right, Stu. Both these on paces, Seaway and Goodfella, like a rolling pace, like to get going from the turn. They got that this day. The Kensington track, the tight turn, the camber. It's going to be a very difficult ride for the jockey on Saturday on Goodfella.
Okay, well look, one horse they're going to have to get past because he's in such great form is So You Win. So let's take you back 2 starts now to see this dominant win. 2 back over the 1,800 metres, and Mike out there just edge wider in the blue and just about here sprinted really, really well for a big win.
Straight past Gresham. When these horses have been exposed, you get to know what they like and what they don't like. This is him 2 starts ago, 1,800 metres, soft 5, sprinted well, like he said, Stu too strong. Pretty dominant the last 100 metres, went to a heavy track, 2,000 metres next start, just peaked the last 100. Freshened up, inside barrier, 1,800 metres, good track. Expect some gold and the key factors coming up.
Yeah, this time of year, isn't it? You've got to weigh up some of this winter form versus horses resuming, such as Wolf. So let's see if the race guide can help us out here in race number 6 with the key factors. Who has got all the form here, Mike?
Yeah, so many in good form. Wolf, obviously, with progression, we'll see that in a second, but his previous form only as good as the rest, not any better.
Okay, so $2.80 favourite. They're going to have to catch up here, Mike. They're all there on form. What about progression?
Gay Waterhouse knows we're just guessing how much can he improve into this preparation. We think he can definitely improve. Yeah, big progression's the big factor for Wolf.
Okay, and what about this distance or out to the 1,800?
Yeah, we talked about So You Win back to 1,800 metres, big plus, probably a length or 2 better there. And Dagny back to 1,800 metres for her as well. She can sprint really well over this distance.
Okay, so it's the favourites out in front here, but by no means by a long way here, Mike. Plenty just in behind. What about the third one here? We have track conditions.
Yeah, So You Win, good track is a plus for him. And Savacool, she loves the Kenso. She'll be firing home late.
Okay, so You Win sticking his nose out in front here with plenty lined up there, Mike. 1,800. What about the position in run?
Some punters hate it, some love it. The inside draw will be good on Saturday, we think, but you will need luck Light up So You Win. We're going to trust James Mack on Saturday.
So You Win goes further in front there, Mike. And I mean, look, coming into this race, as we bring the final ratings up here for the race, we had this horse Wolf, and we talked about the progression. That's what it was going to be. But is that going to be enough? Not by our ratings. We've got So You Win jumping out in front here. So we've got this horse that's really ideally suited, as you said. And Wolf, well, progression's one thing, but not enough here on the ratings.
Well, yeah, we only guessed the length progression, didn't we? He could have 2, 3, 4 lengths progression. He could easily win on Saturday. If he parades really well and the money comes in the market, maybe I'll be covering on him for sure, because he is a good horse. But So You Win ticks every single box on Saturday. James Mack's a good enough jockey to get him out and test the shadow just on the price.
Yep.
Maybe a place bet, maybe an each way bet for him.
Yeah, very big odds there for the value, but it's So You Win in race number 6. Stick around after the break. We've got 3 more races coming your way from Kensington. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. The third race we're going to have a look at on Saturday from Kensington is race number 7, and it is over the 1400 metres. And here we have a very interesting horse here, Mike, a UK import in Wren's Day, formerly trained by Andre Fabre and formed behind Cracksman. But I tell you what, 51 weeks off, question mark, a big weight, question mark, a winner 1 from 6, question mark. The punters don't mind though, they've got it there at $2.70. Seaway there, digging deep. Late start, second up for $3.70. Bangkok, $6.50 there, came away late in winning its latest. Special Missile there at $10. Resuming, looking good in the trial. And of course, Cradle Mountain, well, that was a poor recovery after leading latest, but bounced back in the trial. And of course, first hand there, closing in late behind Bangkok, Mike. But Wren's Day, this horse, I mean, to go back this time last year, Godolphin were unleashing an import called Avilius.
Yeah, similar, obviously stable and similar form lines. They both came second to Cracksman, obviously, before they came over here, but very different horses. Wren's Day's an on-pace grinder. Avilius, obviously a dynamic sprinting type from midfield. Let's have a look at a couple of other runners. We're not going to look at Wren's Day. We've got no idea how he's going to go on Saturday. We'll stick to the ones we know, starting with Bangkok. I think First Hand's the one in the orange at the back as well. Look, one of these winter consistent mares that absolutely laps up the wet tracks. So genuine, tries so hard. Unlike First Hand, who ran some good sectionals, but he's just starting to lay in a bit deep in his preparation, which I never like to see, Stu.
No, keen to see your thoughts on First Hand. I know he's one of your sort of horses here, Mike, but yeah, you can't get away from this winner, Bangkok. Really putting in over the winter months, as you said.
Yeah, coming to a good track on Saturday, up in class is the question. I tried to make a case for First Hand. He finishes off okay, but I think I'll lose my money if I back him on Saturday.
All right, well, again, Cradle Mountain had to go back to the trials after the poor recovery. So here we are. We're having a look here, but look, it just did what it does, doesn't it? Straight to the front. In lead here, Mike. But look, another horse we were focusing on here, Girl Tuesday. Didn't do too much here, but got to be considered.
Yeah, under a hold, and I think first up last preparation it was poor. We all backed at 2.15 against Seaway first up, got absolutely smashed. Then got freshened up, and its next few starts were pretty good over a distance. Its trials have been okay, obviously. You can see her under a hold there.
Yep.
Cradle Mountain, just the type for the Kenso, leading all the way on the inside. He could love this track, but his form has been so up and down. 2 really interesting runners on Saturday.
Yeah, look, really interesting there. Let's have a look now, because all this form and analysis let's hope it does find the winner, Mike. But Wren's Day, this is the one I'm really interested to see. The form, who's going to lighting this up? Not it.
Yeah, not it. I mean, look, the form lines around it are pretty good, but not amazing. So we kind of posited in just behind the top ones, but he's got upside. You'll see in a second. Seaway Bangkok racing so well. Girl Tuesday, up in listed grade recently, she's racing well too. Okay, let's get this race started at the top right hand of your screen there. Mike, you've mentioned progression. Here is Wren's Day. Yep, we're guessing, but he's got big upside. He's had a long time off. His trial win was good. He could be anything this preparation. Cradle Mountain can definitely bounce back. And Girl Tuesday, she's a beautiful horse. She still has upside, despite the fact she disappointed so many punters last prep.
All right, now these horses can't regress, Mike, so who is going to be able to catch them? What about the distance?
Cradle Mountain back to 14, big plus for him after that trial.
Okay, so it's still Wren's Day and Girl Tuesday out in front. Who's going to like the dry track though? What about this import?
Yeah, Kenso, dry track, no pluses, no minuses. Maybe Cradle Mountain will like it. Bangkok maybe a negative, but no, not playing that one for this time.
Okay, so it's Wren's Day and Girl Tuesday still on top from Seaway Bangkok, and of course the position in run here, Mike.
Yeah, a few inside barrier near the pace, including Bangkok and Cradle Mountain. they're the ones we've lit up, including Fabrizio outside the lead.
Wow, here we go. So Bangkok levels up. Fabrizio's even there, but Girls Tuesday and Wren's Day are on top with Bangkok there, Mike. We just went through all that analysis. We've still got 3 on top. So we've probably got to go back and have a look at the odds now, because that's the only way we'll be able to play this race. So let's have a look at the ratings now, and we'll see that, well, look, Wren's Day, Mike, $2.70. You know some punters are going to jump on board the boys in blue, but $6.50 Bangkok. And Girl Tuesday, like you said, a much maligned horse, especially for us, but $14 and an equal top rater here.
Yeah, maybe that's why she's $14, because she let so many punters down. She's up in the ratings, up in the weights, but she's still a progressive horse. Look, like you said, Stu, I have got no idea in this race. So Charles rode $101, maybe not firsthand. I did like him, but he's down in the ratings. And Wren's Day, who knows what he's going to do. I'll be watching the yard and the market. Small plays only. Girl Tuesday from the back. Fabrizio on the pace. Place bets or each way bets for us.
All right, so no Wren's Day there in the tips, but a big watch in the yard from Mike. And Girls Tuesday, it is on top with Fabrizio. Let's have a look now at race number 8, and it is over the 1400 metres, a benchmark 78. And Thy Kingdom Come, Mike, comes back to the track where it absolutely smashed them here last December. James Mack knows this horse very well, winning 2 from his 3 rides on the horse. $3.70 favourite. Venezuela, very interesting horse here, resuming. Lightly raced Galileo import for Kim War. I tell you what, doesn't Markle have a nice speed dial to Lloyd Williams? They've picked up a few over the years. Ghostland and now Century, a couple of the others. So let's see if this horse can get the bickies there for Mark and Kim War. Pembroke Castle there, $6.50 resuming, not pushed around in the trial. Nick O'Shea, $8, just got there last start. And of course, Map Maker there for Timmy Martin. But Thy Kingdom Come, Mike, this horse is a deserved favourite.
Yeah, deserved favourite. Look at him in a second, that big win. Let's start with Venezuela, the one you just talked about. Maybe it's Mark, maybe it's Kim Moore on the speed dial to Lloyd Williams. They get so many of these horses, and it interestingly resumes over 1400 metres this prep. Not over a distance, because Kim loves to put them over 1800 metres, 1900 metres first up. And you'll see what he did when he got to a distance last preparation. He's a smaller type, he's a son of Galileo, he's a staying breed, and he absolutely surges clear at 1850 last prep.
Yeah, we just had to watch this replay. And of course, there was money this day, $2.90 here, just circling the field and absolutely dominant, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's stayer. If it was 2000 metres on Saturday, I'd be loading up. 1400 metres is a bit short.
Okay, well, look, let's have a look at the favourite now, Thy Kingdom Come, and let's go back to that race where J-Mac took off around about the 600, got him rolling. Another horse very well back this day, $3.80 into the $3.40, and it absolutely trounced them.
It brained them. It's third up on Saturday. James Mack's back on Saturday. It's got the inside barrier on Saturday, and this is the only other start it had on the Kenso. It was a bit keen, so James Mack had to let it off the leash, and boy, did he go. Love Shack Baby's on a bad horse in second. It was going pretty well at the time, so the track stat has to be massive for this horse on Saturday.
Yeah, look, it's always good seeing a win like that, especially when you were on.
9 too, yeah.
Look, there's a look at 2 replays there, but it's form and analysis time for the key factors, Mike. So let's get the punters in line with a winner here for race number 8.
Yeah, he's already going well. Thy Kingdom comes second up. The form's already good. Venezuela, he was 3 wide, no cover last start. Venezuela going well last prep. And I Am Vinny going well, but he doesn't like these tracks.
Okay, well, who has got the progression as we kickstart our own mini race?
Third up, Thy Kingdom Come, big upside. Venezuela coming back. Second prep in Australia, could do anything. We're guessing a bit there. And Shock Alert, third up, she can improve. She's quite tough.
Okay, some value down there, but the 2 favourites just clearing out here, Thy Kingdom Come and Venezuela, as we get to the distance, Mike.
Not too much doing. We would give a red bar to Venezuela, maybe a bit of a negative for him.
Okay, so it's still the 2 favourites. They all have to catch. And of course, the good conditions. What does this do for the import?
We've only given a length of Thy Kingdom Come. Maybe we should have given more. He loves the track in bull market. Good track second up. He can improve.
Okay, so it's Thy Kingdom Come just sticking his neck out in front here, Mike. And we saw in that replay he had a good run from an inside barrier. Who is going to get that this time?
James Mack, inside barrier. He will not waste this barrier on Saturday. You can guarantee that from that jockey.
All right, well, look, Mike, we've got 2 horses here very keen on Thy Kingdom Come and Venezuela. The ratings have just said, let's get on Thy Kingdom Come there as we have a look, Mike. Venezuela just left him behind, but we'll see what comes up here because, look, there's one horse that's going ahead. J-Mac, so many positives, as you say. But look, Venezuela, $4.40, is that the right sort of price?
I think so, yeah. I mean, looking across the market, I think Nick O'Shea's Shock Alert bull market probably won't win or need luck to win. Venezuela clearly can win, but he's not the biggest type in the world, not the most dominant 1400 metre type. Thy Kingdom Come, once again, like other horses today, ticks every single box. Inside barrier, James Mack, we keep saying it. He will firm on Saturday and he will be very hard to beat from barrier 1. he's the only bet for us in this race.
Yeah, very confident there from you. I like it as well. Thy Kingdom come there in race number 8. And talk about a tough sprint to end the day. We're on 1,100 metres and the market is headed by Mr. Songman, who resumes. Led its trial under a very, very, very good hold at $3. All Too Royal, another one resuming, a natural on pacer. There's Murillo, $7, the UK import off one prep, tested late in its trial, looks very ready. Ranier's resuming at $9. Laburnum resuming after coming off that big win in the Group 3 James Carr. And of course, Tell Me there, $10, Mike, up from Melbourne for Team Hawks. But I tell you what, look at all these resuming. This is tough.
It's very tough. Lots of good horses, lots of horses in form. Tell Me's flying down in Melbourne. So unlucky your last 2 starts, but they were against sort of benchmark 71, 72 fillies. So this is definitely harder for her on Saturday. We'll have a look at Mr. Songman in a second. That massive win a couple of starts ago for him. But let's have a look at a run you probably wouldn't expect us to look at. Maybe you would, because we always talk about ISO Rich on this show. I backed him 2 starts ago for a place, but not in this particular race, and he led and he stuck on at big odds for a place. Best guess is the interesting running for us though here. Second up after a long break, 3 wide, no cover on a wet track. Sprints like he always does with the favourite. Just the last 100, just a little bit weak from him, Stu.
Okay, and look, we're talking about a nose difference here, Mike, between ISO Rich and Best Guess. Now, you're saying 3 wide here. We're obviously giving him a couple of lengths.
We're giving him a couple of lengths. We're putting him into clear second, challenging the favourite. Back to 1,100 metres. We think will be good third up for him. All
right, well, let's have a look at the favourite now, Mr. Songman. And this horse has had some dominant wins before, and none more dominant than this. This was just before the spell. And I'll tell you what, Mike, absolutely kicked on the turn, and this horse just stormed clear at the top of the straight.
He didn't beat much, but he absolutely smashed them in good time. If this race was 1,200 metres or 1,300 metres on Saturday, I would be putting the house on. He's such a strong horse. He just keeps lifting. This was blinkers on first time to 1,400 metres. He's back to 1,100 metres on Saturday. He was pushed along in the trial, so he's no moral, but he's just so strong that last 100. He'd be so hard to beat if he's anywhere near the pace on Saturday.
Okay, always good having a look at a replay like that. As we dissect the field here, Mike, in the last, so it's the form and Mr. Songman. Well, we just saw that. That's clearly good form.
We would be mad if we didn't give him the gold bar after that. Light him up.
All right, there we go. They've all got to catch Mr. Songman, the favourite, and as the key factors kicks off, Mike, who's going to do that with progression?
Yeah, Gabe Waterhouse is improving this ex-Tassie horse. He could have even more upside. Murillo, look, group form in England, but pretty poor last start. He could do anything on Saturday. Best guess, he can improve third up for Waller. He always improves his horses. Okay,
so the favourite goes further ahead here, Mike. What about the distance?
Yeah, Murillo back to 1,100 metres could be the key for him. He's quite a powerful sprinter, and best guess, like we said, his 1,100 metre stats are really good.
Okay, we've had a look at that replay. A little bit of value there. Best guess with the gold bar. Mr. Songman still out in front though, Mike. What about these track conditions?
Soft track's a good track, powerful type. Another tick for best guess.
All right, we've got 2 clearing out here, and who's going to get this position in run? Can best guess level up at odds?
Not quite. Goldfinch underrated, going really well, and Cattersby very underrated last start, won at $71, I think. He'll be near the pace on the inside as well. He's got similar form lines, if not better form lines, to Tell Me, and he's longer in the market.
Okay, well, Mike came into this race looking at that market and thinking so many of these resuming. Really keen to see how we just came up with all those figures there, Mike, because there were 2 that were absolutely standing out. Let's have a look now at all these ratings because, well, let's face it, we've got 2 that are absolutely gapping third here. We've got a $3 favourite, and I know you love doing this. Only 1 length in behind at $21. This is a play for you to win the day.
Got to be a play. So many chances in this race. So I'm not going to say we're confident Mr. Songman needs luck from the barrier,
right,
but best guess is the play each way, third up, while a good track 1,100 metres. We think he'll firm on Saturday, so play early.
All right, so a nice each way play there at best guess, around that $21 mark in the last. There's a dissection of 5 races this week from Kensington, but stick around after the break. We've got plenty more coming your way, including our charity all-up and our best bets. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. It's that time of the show now where we need to make all the punters at home some money for the Kensington meeting this weekend. We've already taken you through some best and value bets, but Mike, there's a lot more on the card. There's a few more races. Come on, let's start. I've got to put you under pressure here.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on inside barriers for jockeys this Saturday as well, so we could have some hard luck stories on Saturday. Let's hope we get the luck. Starting with Alcatraz, drawn the inside, decent form at $12. Connemara, she's absolutely flying. She just needs to get the 1,400 metres to win. Pandemic, his form lines after that first up win were enormous. Royal Witness, so tough on pace. We've talked about those other 5. No Show, So You Win, Girl Tuesday, Thy Kingdom Come. And best guess, $21 is a good each way play for us.
Okay, so some nice value there to finish things off, Mike. And of course, the $100 hot seat. This is your time to shine as well. $100 for those punters heading out to the Kenso on Saturday. They want a lot more than that in their pocket. So how can they play it there?
Yeah, we've had some big winners. We've had some losses. It's been a long ride, but long-term profit is what it's all about. No Show was a big gap in the margin, wasn't it? The ratings, $20 for No Show at 460. We're confident about him. So You Win, the conditions just suit him so well on Saturday. Test the Shadow, the odds are simply too long. Girl Tuesday, a $10 specky at $14.
Yep.
Thy Kingdom Come, Inside Barrier, James Mack, Barrier 1, and best guess each way, like we said. He's the each way play of the day for us at $21.
All right, so spread across 5 races there, the $100 hot seat. Now, of course, the charity multi, we donated $1,000 to the National Jockeys Trust earlier in the year, so we're going to ramp that up again as we hit the back end of the racing season for the spring. So let's have a look now. We're going to go with race 5, No Show, $4.60 the win, straight out there into Thy Kingdom Come. J-Mac to produce another special there at $3.70, so $10 there at $17. That will be a nice little investment there, Mike, to get the charity multi up and running for 2019 Spring Carnival.
Yeah, we're aiming for $1,000 again. I think you can slip So You Win in. You get 70 to 1, I think, the best 3 bets. So $17 will do us on Saturday, though.
Okay, so maybe save a little bit for that this weekend, but it's going to be a great day out there at the Kensington track at Randwick. Make sure you head to theraceguide.com.au for all your feature profiling. That's all from us until we see you next week. Good luck out at the track, and we hope you're back a few winners.
Cheers. See you at the Kenso.